Hey team, welcome to week one of me programming for the gym. We are going to try something a little bit different than Mayhem's programming. So I will take over programming for at least a month and run you through a cycle and see how things go. And if you guys enjoy, we'll continue. What I'm going to do from now on is post a video going over the programming for the week so you know exactly what to expect and you understand the linear progression of how we are going to go through different progressions of weightlifting, gymnastics, and even your conditioning. So, just to start, the way Mayhem did the different levels of modifications, what I'm going to do, especially with most people doing the open gave people an opportunity to be seated in a certain category dependent on your placing, which gave you a percentile and then also a level. Based on that level, you guys are going to see that there's going to be different modifications for each workout. You can really gauge which modification is going to be appropriate for you by the level that you receive from the open. So just want to make it very straightforward. And of course, we talked to the coaches yesterday as well. You don't have to just fall into one bucket. We can modify each workout for you with different movements, right? And different weights. So don't think that this is the only version of the workout that you have to do, right? It's always a mix and match and finding what's appropriate for you. So every Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to post this video on the Facebook group so you know exactly where we're going and what we're doing every day of the week, and you have a good understanding of how you're going to progress your fitness. First thing I want to do is I want to explain to you the why and how I program, so you have a better knowledge of what to expect. My programming style is based on current science, but also really into the CrossFit methodology, really ingrained in the CrossFit methodology, but also making sure that everything is safe and very fun. Um, People forget that this is why CrossFit is so engaging, is because we always do a lot of different things and they're fun and we challenge our fitness in a very different way than just going to a regular gym. So, knowing the gym really well, knowing our layout, knowing our equipment and our population, I really want to provide you with a very customized experience to where you're going to feel you're progressing a lot, and also that is always varied and fun for you. So Monday, we are going to start with something different. We are going to perform sumo deadlifts. We're going to build a little bit of volume. After each set, you're going to perform 5 seated box jumps. Combining strength with explosiveness is going to be really good to help you get faster and more explosive for Olympic lifts. And the sumo deadlift is a little bit different than a conventional deadlift. It's way more hip dominant. So if it feels uncomfortable, if it feels like the position is not right, or you just feel weak in that position, usually that's due to very weak hips. I know for sure I need to be doing more of that. I feel very uncomfortable in it. What we're going to also do is perform a gymnastics test on Monday. It's something that we don't usually have as a test in regular programming. Um, yeah, it looks a little bit scary in the beginning, but you understand why we're doing this. So I call this a single modality gymnastics test. Is what we're testing is just gymnastics, but it's not just your skill. There's a little bit of quite a bit of a fitness component to it. So 30 burpee ring muscle ups for time. At the bottom, you guys will see that there's different versions for this test. So if you were to just take the skill of a ring muscle up or a bar muscle up or a chest to bar pull up, whatever that is, if you have really good skill and capacity in that, great, you're gonna do wonderful, right? Wonderfully. Um, However, adding the burpee ring muscle up adds a whole different component to fitness. Not only that we're testing skill, but we're also testing muscle stamina, your endurance, your fitness overall, right? So it's going to be a very good, challenging test. Now, with that said, expect that we are going to progress workouts as well, just like we progress our strength. We are going to take the next 3 weeks of progressing that skill and your muscle stamina and coordination to improve upon that test. And we are going to retest that so we can see how much progress you've made. Morph is coming up, so we are going to introduce Morph Prep. Uh, I didn't like how Mayhem always had it on a Monday, so this is going to be spread across the week on different days. But first thing we're going to start with Murph Prep is just adding some more squatting volume and pressing and pulling volume. So on Tuesday, it's going to be a longer workout. It's interval style where you can keep your speed up a little bit higher than usual. And we're also going to start adding some running meters for running each week. So alternating between part A and part B, one is going to be way more lower half intensive with a run, 10 kettlebell goblet squats, and then 20 air squats. Part B is a ski erg into bench press into push-ups. With both, each movement starts with a weighted movement and then it goes into a body weight movement. This is to again help your muscle stamina in performing more repetitions without stopping. And then we move on to Wednesday. So Wednesday we have a snatch Imam. So we're going to be doing a lot of work on the minute with a lot of positions. And the best way to really train positions is to have a lot of pauses in different stages of the lift. This is for you to really understand and feel the position. And so coaches can help you specifically in those positions. It's easier for us to see with pauses and for you guys to understand the movement a little bit better. So lots of power snatching, squat snatching, overhead squats, holding positions. Overall, this is going to put you in those positions for a long time, and that's how we're going to improve your positioning for snatch. We're going to pair this up with another test, a single modality test of weightlifting, which is going to be the benchmark workout Isabel. Isabel is 30 reps 4 time of snatch, 135, 95. You are going to have different weights for different levels, and obviously your coach is going to help you modify whatever we need to do. But this is a really good single modality weightlifting test. It's really testing just overall fitness and moving a bar. Again, we are going to go through a whole progression of improving Isabel throughout the next 3 weeks before we retest. So get a benchmark test, and we'll see how much we can improve that by in the end of those 4 weeks. Thursday is going to be a little bit different strength, more odd object and carries. I really love the odd object strength and carrying stuff, heavy stuff. It's going to give you a little bit of a break from a barbell as well. And then workout is going to be 2 different MRAPs. One is going to be a longer one with half of that is going to be rest. And then you're going to go into a sprint one. And then for Friday, our last strength progression here is going to be a speed box front squat. So a little bit different. We're going to start with 6 sets every minute 30. So you guys can get the hang of the speed box front squat. The 60-70% doesn't seem like it's a lot. However, that's not really the goal. The goal is not to lift really heavy on the box. The goal is to be very fast off the box. There's something called a strength speed, right? And speed of the barbell. That's what we're trying to train. It's training your muscles to fire away quicker and to coordinate this movement and stand up off the box very, very quickly. So not only we want to train absolute strength, right? But also we want to train our speed on certain barbell lifts. So we're gonna pair this up with a classic CrossFit workout of 2159 with rower, wall balls, and box jump overs. Pretty leg intensive, but legs are gonna be warm up from the box squat anyway. And yeah, so I'll give you a breakdown of week 2 next week, but just know that everything is going to progress over time. Also, just to recap, you are going to have different levels based on your open score, open placing. So it's very easy to find a parameter that you can follow for yourself. Um, with the community cup coming up, which is separated into different categories, right? Different levels. This is how I wanted to apply those levels to our modification. So you have a very clear parameter of, hey, this is what's appropriate for the level that you are. And once you become really proficient and very fit in that level, and you can look for another level up. And that's just the natural progression of how we progress strength and skill and endurance. So look for that. Make sure you communicate with your coaches about modifications. Again, you don't have to just fall into one bucket. And each workout, each strength piece is going to be progressed over time for the next 3 weeks. And then on the fifth week, we are also going to do a quick retest of everything so we can measure our progress. With Murph Prep, just expect that volume of running is going to increase. Your basic aerobic capacity is going to be trained as well. So you are going to be doing some cardio, longer cardio stuff on those days as well. So if you guys have questions, let us know, put it in the comments and give us feedback. But super excited for this and really looking forward to everyone's PRs and progress. So have a lot of fun this week and looking forward to seeing your scores on the whiteboard. All right, bye.